Okay, we've talked a lot about extraterrestrials. We've talked about disclosure. We've talked about our future, how that all works. And I'm going to talk today about what is absolutely required. You're not going to get around this one. All right? It's happening now. It's been happening. It is accelerating. And if you want to be a part of something really amazing that's happening right now, and I'll share with you what that is, I suggest you stay tuned in for a little while. And I'm going to give you something today that you can start working on, using, that can help you to go into a space that could change everything in your life. It's up to you, because everything's a choice. Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an amazing life. My whole platform, Break Through Fear, break through it, break through it. It's an experience. It's part of the matrix. It's part of the program. We signed up for it, right? Humans create it. It serves a good purpose. How can it? Yes, well, why do you go to see a scary movie? You love being scared. We're addicted to it. I want to talk about that today, because you may not even realize how much you're addicted to it, because it's programming. I'm going to list some things, and then I'm going to share with you how you can deprogram yourself. I did a video similar to this, but this one, I'm going to address what's happening. Now, I talked about 2026. Something major is coming. Is it an event? Well, no one really has that answer, even those who have received information directly about an event that is supposed to happen, or let's just say something big is going to happen in April of 2026. Why are we getting this information? Because it's a wake-up call. So let's start with this. I hope you'll subscribe, because you're going to help me tell YouTube that you want more inspiring information. You want more good stuff, not gloom and doom. And this is the other thing. Everything you do counts. Why do we break through fear? How are you going to do that? Because frequency is everything. And what's going to happen in a couple of years, you either have your house in order, or you can experience something that is going to be very, let's just say, unpleasant for you. Now, it's nothing to fear. We're going to break through fear. I'm going to tell you how that doesn't have to be a bad event for you, especially if you start right now and you understand what it is we're supposed to be doing. Those of you who've read the book, I hope you'll go get it. This book alone could take you to, and listen, I wrote it to make a big difference on this planet. It was downloaded at all hours for months. I barely got any sleep, and I was told it had to come out. This is timely, and I'm sure you understand, if you've read it, why, and that I actually talk about what's happening now. And if you don't get in check with some of the things that I discuss in here, and we'll talk about today, you won't break through the fear. And if you stay in fear, your message is, I don't hold the power. I'm not a creator. There are endings. There are physical things I must fear because I'm not eternal. I don't have control over my reality. Other people have more power than me. And what other people does controls my reality. Sure, it contributes, but it doesn't control. It controls nothing. And that the things I do really don't make a big difference. And that's fear. What is it? It's a low frequency. Everything will be noted and creates on one thing, frequency. You're creating from your frequency, not mine. So no matter what anybody else does, everything rests on your personal frequency. And what does that mean? If I see something as evil and bad and I judge and separate, no matter what that situation is, if I go into a lower frequency of judgment, I am now equally as low a frequency, maybe even worse, because I'm consciously doing it, as the person who is struggling. When somebody is doing something nasty, all right, it's because they're coming from a place of fear. They're afraid they're not going to get enough. The ego is totally in control. It needs power. They want to manipulate. They believe that they need money to be happy, and they can't get enough of it. It's a low frequency, and they will have consequences from that. So you never have to worry about what happens to somebody else. They're creating their own cause and effect. Don't let that be you. So if you are in the same frequency of separation, you will not go into what's happening here, and that is creating a completely new world. You guys have seen this? This is free. I have created a business training system where everything we do, and I want you to think about how you're working, what you're using in your house, everything you're doing right now, it counts. Everything counts. Every thought counts. It always has. We dismiss it. What you expose yourself to counts. So if you go into work and you're doing something that destroys the planet or serves anything nasty to people that could harm them, you are part of the demise, the destruction of that part of the matrix that you're going to live out. You're going to live in that world because you're accepting it and you're contributing to it. I know it's tough. You say, well, how am I supposed to make money? That's why I created things like this. There are other options. There are other options. And when we say no to the world that's destructive, what's it going to do? There's nobody left. Hello? Talk to the hand. We're not going. We're not going into work. We're not going to do this. We're not going to destroy, harm, whatever. I want you to just look at your television, look at your computers. It is violence, pharmaceuticals, politics. It's non-stop programming. Non-stop. And you're watching it. I'm watching it. Well, no, I just watch it for, nope. It's energy field. And the minute you connect to it, you entangle with it. And you and it become one. And even though you oppose it, now you have gone into that space of opposition. And that's good too. Ooh, yeah. Opposition's good. Let's get them all fighting with each other. Let's get them arguing. No, let's not. We're going to live in peace. We're going to live in compassion. We're going to live in solutions. 100% focus on solutions. What is my response every day? Everything you see here. Everything. What is my response? And ask yourself what that frequency is. I just went into a low frequency. Oops, I just went into a low frequency. Not if it's a right or wrong response according to, well, they did something wrong. Doesn't matter. It's all about your response. Well, are you going to tell me it's okay? No, I'm not telling you anything's okay. I'm asking you what your response is. It's not about what they do. We have to have solutions for that. We have to show and shine the light for the people who are struggling to make higher decisions and give them an opportunity to do that. Sometimes you have to step away and not be the enabler of stuff too. I just had this conversation with somebody. I said, every time you keep helping, you're actually an enabler. You're not allowing people or trusting them. Sometimes we just have to trust that they actually know how to do this stuff themselves. And we're not allowing them sometimes to make those decisions. So be there, but don't be the enabler that continues to try and fix everybody else because you think they're wrong. People need to fall flat on their face sometimes to learn, and then they become more powerful. Are you ready to go into this new era? And it has to be, and it's this simple. You have to shift that frequency. In 2 years, I got this from Chris Bledsoe. I believe it. It's one of the few times I've ever believed. You guys sending me videos to watch. I'm not going to watch all that stuff. I don't have time to watch all that stuff. These UFO things. I don't watch all that stuff. I watched Chris Bledsoe because the first time I had heard of somebody who had a legitimate experience. And he has predicted a few things. He hasn't. He's been told a few things to prove to people that he is accessing some very important information. And the one thing that he was told, and whether this happens or not, it's really irrelevant to me. We should be doing this no matter what. That in April of 2026, when the red star Regulus is in alignment with the Sphinx, this sounds like a sort of a Monty Python kind of, doesn't it? Sounds like a Monty Python joke. When the red star Regulus rises in alignment with the Sphinx just before dawn, a new knowledge will come in to the world, and the feminine will rule. Something's going to happen. We will have a new knowledge. What's knowledge? You can have it right now. I'm going to tell you what, it's not going to just ping. You can have it right now. And so other things may happen to facilitate that. And I'm sure that those who are in, let's just say, ethereal bodies, much higher frequency than we are there to guide us. Because if we don't do this, we will destroy ourselves. And there are many who don't want to see that happen. And this is part of the play. But we want a really nice ending to the story before we move on to our next journey. Between now and then, you have to, if you want to participate in a new earth, this is it, kids. This is what we've been talking about, the new earth. What is that? It's one of community, of oneness, of sharing, of celebrating diversity, of being helpful and assistance to those who ask for it, of offering love when it's the last thing you want to do, of showing compassion when you really want to judge and shame. So it's all about you, not them. They're your greatest teachers. Yes? And so, even myself, if something hits you and you go, oh, wait a minute. Ooh, that really got to me. What was that? You go, oh, the old ego didn't like that. What is that? Interesting. And I find it interesting. And I think it's never about them. It's about something that triggered something in me. And I didn't like it. So my answer is, if I don't like it, I need to change it. And so I use that as a positive message that, wow, you didn't like that. Okay. What do you need to do to change your life so that that doesn't even come up? And so therefore, it's always a lesson. It's always something good for you to say, why is that bothering me? Yeah, I've got something going on, a story and or something in my life that maybe I need to clear up or improve on. And then that won't even be an issue at all. Yeah, because no one can ever harm you. No one can make you sad, and no one can make you mad. No one has that power over you. You have to be mad. You have to be sad. And that's a choice. And I know it's tough, but it's a choice. Everything is. And everyone holds equal power and equal manifesting. And so if you desire something in your life, speak as present moment. The power of now, right? Eckhart Tolle. The power of now says, I have. Gratitude says, I have. I am that. I am is a present day claiming, because everything exists right now. There's no such thing as time. All probabilities exist. You're just making a choice within them. And if you see it as some future event, something there you're going to get to, then, well, it's something you're going to get to. If you see it as something you are, then you are. And so what exists right now starts to transform, because you know you already are stepping into it. And so you become that. You eat healthier, you think cleaner, you have compassion, you give, you stop doing things that are destructive to animals, the planet, people. You treasure your body. It's your vehicle here. And you clean up your house. You clean it up. You stop putting chemicals on your counters, everything that we're told is totally acceptable. It's totally acceptable to live this way. Well, what's the big deal? I can go to the grocery store and get all this stuff. When you stop, then they'll stop selling it. All right? I have some links in my description. You guys have asked about this. None of my stuff that gets delivered comes in plastic, including my shampoo, my conditioner, my clothing, detergents, none of it. Nothing comes in plastic, and none of it's toxic. Is it the most powerful? No, but I'll tell you what, it's not going on my skin anymore. Yeah, some of that stuff, woo, it's real powerful. Yeah, and it's giving us, making us ill. It starts now. If you don't get in check in 2 years when this happens, you will not connect. You will not be in alignment with that frequency. You won't be in the penthouse. You're going to hear the cheers, and you'll be down here on a floor or even in the basement, pointing fingers at everybody else and what they're doing wrong and who you should vote for. Who cares? Because nobody controls us. We're going to come together as a community. We're going to focus on how do we solve the energy problems? How do we solve the food issues? How do we solve the pollution? How do we change that? How do we come up with things? And by the way, you'll flourish. You'll be abundant because of it. Eckhart Tolle spoke of, he said when he was broke, living on park benches for years, yeah, he was just, doing small things, helping people, getting a little money here and there. He said it was okay, but he wanted abundance. And he wanted to speak to thousands of people. And he said, I saw it. I saw it. And he said, and I saw the abundance, right? He wanted abundance. And he knew it existed, but he had to ask. And asking is knowing. I call it the knowing. It's in the book. What's the knowing? You stop asking questions and you just know. And then you become it. I am that. I am. All right, you guys, these are free. If you aren't in my list, I am going to be launching some new things, including my girlfriend. I'm gonna pull you out. We're gonna teach people how to call in orbs. Yeah, and what is that? We're just communicating with beautiful beings that are there for us. It's not a parlor trick. We have to start living beautiful lives and cleaning things up. Quit, talking about this stuff. It's not entertainment. It's a message to us. We have to start listening. What is it we're supposed to be doing? Why is this stuff showing up? No more, the whistleblowers. Oh, police. These people work with the government, for crying out. They just happen to go into these offices and find stuff. They wouldn't make it out of the building if our government didn't want them to. McFly! Hello? Whistleblowers. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's all planted. It's all planning. Oh, there are heroes. Thank you. Oh, tell me something I don't know. We're not alone in the trillions and trillions and trillions and endless universe galaxies. Come on. I can't wait till we finally communicate with him openly. We can ask him, how do we get rid of this stinking rotten stuff we put in vehicles? How do we go to this free energy? How do we feed the masses? Because everyone will be abundant. And those people living in ego won't have to live that way anymore. But they may choose to, so let them. It's their consequences, not yours. But yours will be if you judge it. Hey, those of you who read the Bible, it's all in there. Yeah. And these things you shall do and more. You ready? Subscribe and share my videos and tell people we have to just clean up our act, our world. We have to come together as one. You don't have to like other people. Just do your best. This is the test. This is why we came here. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. This is a free webinar. People are joining this training and learning how to create planet-conscious businesses. And it's fun. We're not chasing money. Here's how you make money online. I don't do any of that. We create, yes, income-generating businesses, but it's doing something you love and you own, and you have multiple income streams, and all of it has a strategy to help others and to take you into a place of passion. Because if you're not in passion and happiness, you're not on high frequency. It has to start there. It's okay. It's okay to be abundant and have passion in your life. That's another programming we've been told to keep us disempowered. Knock it off. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. I should have gone into acting. Nah, this is more fun. Namaste.